The Fox and the Grapes.
In a deep, lush forest, there lived a clever yet cheerful fox. This fox was always great at finding food because he knew how to use his intelligence. One day, he spotted a vine full of bright purple grapes. They shimmered in the sunlight, looking so delicious that his mouth watered. But there was a problem. The grapes were too high. The fox wagged his tail and smiled cheerfully. This is just a small problem. If I think a little, I'll find a solution. The fox started jumping with all his strength toward the grapes. On his first attempt, he got a little higher, but couldn't reach them. I should jump even faster, he thought, and tried again. But he still couldn't reach them. Finally, he was out of breath and paused to think. Maybe just jumping isn't enough. I need to find a better way. After thinking for a moment, the fox started looking around. There was always a solution in the forest. Nearby, he found a sturdy branch and smiled. Maybe I can use this branch to shake the grapes. He carefully pushed the branch towards the grapes, but they were holding on too tightly. Nothing happened. I guess I need to find a stronger way, he said to himself. Just as he was about to give up, a squirrel and a rabbit passed by. "What's wrong, Fox?" asked the squirrel. The fox explained his problem and asked for help. "We can help too," said the rabbit. The squirrel climbed up the vine to shake the grapes. The rabbit stood on the fox's back to reach a little higher. Finally, the squirrel shook the vine. The rabbit reached a little higher, and the grapes started falling. The fox grinned with victory. We did it. But most importantly, we never gave up and tried new ways. They all started eating the grapes together, and they were so sweet. The fox looked at his friends and smiled. In the past, I would have just said, "They're sour anyway," and walked away. But today I kept trying different ways. The squirrel and rabbit nodded. Never giving up was always the best way. And so, the fox and his friends happily continued their journey through the forest. After happily eating the grapes, the fox and his friends continued their journey through the forest. But suddenly, they heard a voice from afar. "Oh, help!" The fox perked up his ears. "Is that the owl's voice?" They rushed towards the sound and found a giant oak tree. At the top, an old owl was flapping its wings but couldn't fly. "Owl, what happened?" asked the squirrel, worried. The owl sighed. "The wind was too strong, and my wings are tired. I need to return to my nest, but I don't have the strength to fly." The fox, squirrel, and rabbit quickly started thinking. How could they help the owl fly again? Suddenly, the squirrel exclaimed excitedly, "Maybe we can use the magic waterfall path." "What is that?" asked the rabbit. The magic waterfall path is an old stone trail that follows the river. The wind is very strong there. Maybe it will help the owl spread its wings. The fox nodded. "Then let's go right away." The fox and his friends carried the owl to the edge of the waterfall. There, the wind was blowing strongly. The owl spread his wings and felt the power of the wind. "I think I can fly," he shouted happily. The fox and his friends clapped to encourage him. The owl took a deep breath, opened his wings, and the owl took took off. He spread his wings and soared over the waterfall, rising into the sky. "Ah, I did it!" he shouted. The fox, squirrel, and rabbit danced with joy. The owl looked down and smiled. "I never would have made it without you." True friendship is about helping each other. The fox nodded. And never giving up is always the best way.
Here we are, at the end of the Sweet Fox's grape adventure. If you liked it, hit the like button. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more stories. We'd love to hear your thoughts. How could the fox's adventure continue? See you in the next story. Take care.